YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back with another Terrible Take Tuesday episode. We're taking a look at this week's terrible takes in the sports world. We're going to rip them a little bit like we always do. So we'll take a look at some of these in just a second. But if you want to submit some for future videos, you can go ahead and do that by going to our Twitter, sending us a DM. There won't be an episode of Terrible Take Tuesday every week going forward. We got a lot of in-season college football and NFL content to get to. We also have exclusive content available. You can join our Discord chat. Pretty cool content discussions for the NFL, college football, fantasy football, more. You can join our NFL Pick'ems League, get bonus videos. There's already some bonus videos on the Patreon. So you can potentially get any of that and more by going to patreon.com/thegoathouse, link in the description as well. Subscriber goal is at 40K by the end of this year. Please help us out. We got you covered for football season in general. Every day, multiple videos, except for the weekend. That's for watching football. Click the like button, check out our Twitter, turn notifications on. You're going to want to. But let's get in the videos, or to the terrible takes, actually. Donnie Couch sent us a couple, actually, here. So the first one, he sends us a tweet from Skip Bayless. I'm not completely sold on Patrick Mahomes. Next on Undisputed. He's promoting his show there, but he's not sold on Patrick Mahomes. He did not see enough from the 50-touchdown season, MVP season. You know, he just didn't see enough. I think he's kind of just trying to get people to watch his show here, but it's a little bit ridiculous to say. I mean, he can pick another quarterback. That's you're actually not sold on. I don't know if he really means this, you know. So I mean, how could you not be sold on a guy like Patrick Mahomes? So I don't know. I don't know. This guy, I don't even watch this guy anymore. From time to time I'll see a clip on Twitter, and that's just really all I see of Skip Bayless. It's kind of, I mean, he's an entertainer. You got to give him credit for being an entertainer, kind of like Stephen A. Some bullshit comes out of his mouth every now and then, probably more than that, more often than then. But I mean, guy like Stephen A., people lost their mind when he got like the money he got, and that's a lot of money. But I'm not gonna sit here and say he doesn't deserve it. He's an entertainer first, and that's what his job is. So I mean, his job really isn't. I mean, he has to know sports, but and he tries to cover these guys try to cover every sport too, which is very tough. You know, they're entertainers, but a little much here from Skip Bayless. But good old Donnie Couch sent us another one here, and I went ahead and blurred out this random person's Twitter who tweeted this. I forgot to do that one week, and everyone went and ripped one of the guys. So gotta blur him out. But just so we're clear, Donnie Couch didn't tweet this. He sent this our way. So that's why you see his Twitter up at the top right. And this person, they're kind of arguing about the Browns. He says, you absolutely should be. And we don't know what that's about. But you're setting yourself up for failure if you don't think the AFC is going to go through Cleveland and Baker Mayfield for a long time. Now that right there is not anything, no hot take or anything. You know, the Browns could be the AFC, you know, heavyweights for a while, but there is another team that he's kind of forgetting about. We'll keep reading, and I'll end on this. The Browns are more talented at every single position group than the Chiefs. Stay shook. That's my favorite part. My favorite part is stay shook. It just every time I just look at this, just cracks me up. I think he meant to say stay woke. I think that's what he meant to say. And the Chiefs are the other powerhouse AFC team, but I don't think it's out there to say the Browns are going to be like the powerhouse team for like the future. That's not out there to me, but you can't forget about the Chiefs. And then he happened to mention the Chiefs. But that's where the bad take is. The Browns are more talented at every single position group than the Chiefs. Chiefs have, who we just talked about, Patrick Mahomes. And they have I don't know, I guess you can argue the rest of it, but I think the Chiefs have a much better offensive line. And then you look at the defensive line. That's where you really can argue. And people just think of Myles Garrett. They do have Sheldon Richardson, but in general, I really like the Chiefs' defensive line. You know, I really like that defensive line. You got Frank Clark, Chris Jones, and Derek Nottie, who I like a lot, up-and-coming nose tackle. Can kind of slide around to a defensive tackle spot too. And then you have quite a few options at the other end. Plenty of depth, plenty of young guys. So, and Breland Speaks is the main one that stands out. Another guy that can play the end or slide inside. So I like the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs D-line. You know, Frank Clark's, I mean, you're arguing maybe the Browns have Myles Garrett, but the Chiefs have Frank Clark. So at that position, you know, I like the Chiefs as well. And I know the Browns got a really good receiver unit, but you can make the case for either one. I think it's just a Browns fan. I think they're serious. I think they think they're serious, but my favorite part's to stay shook. I think he meant to say stay woke. It just looks really funny. I don't know. So appreciate you, Donnie, for submitting those two. I like those. Next one is going to be from somebody from our Discord. They joined our Discord through the Patreon link. It's Jacob McKay. And he's got his take on Terrible Take Tuesday. Send it to me through the Discord. It's somebody's comment on YouTube, just kind of hyping up the Bengals. Not really going to read through the whole thing. But basically they're saying, where would I want to start? I'll start with the second paragraph there. The Ravens' defense will not be nearly the same as in years past, and their offense was built entirely on scheme and not execution. So we're going to go ahead and rip the Ravens in there a little bit. The Ravens are going to go belly up 3-13. People in the comments they're funny. They're funny. Not the way they word things too. They're gonna go belly up 3-13. So that's something, right? That's a take right there. The Bengals though, I love the way this is worded. The Bengals though, last year with Marvin Lewis and Bill Lazor calling plays, some of the worst play calling in the Dalton era. Well, Marvin Lewis was there the whole Dalton era, so there's that. And with a backup QB for half the season, they went 6-10. So somehow they were supposed to do worse, coming back mostly healthy. Don't buy it. At worst, 6-10. At best, 10-6. Sound like super confident, and then he went from this range of 6-10 to 10-6. Pretty big range for a confident guy here. And then kind of going backwards, coming back mostly healthy. The offensive line's beat up. You don't have Jonah Williams. Bowling retired. AJ Green's still hurt. I'm not really sure what the most. I guess Dalton is what he's thinking about. Dalton is healthy, but it's basically the same thing. AJ Green's already out, and then the offensive line just beat up and retired, and I wouldn't say mostly healthy. I just wouldn't call it that. The Bengals could start off good. I can see that they always start off good. I can see them starting off good. I don't know if they can go 10-6. Really, I'm not going to rip them too much for saying the 10-6 part. It's kind of the Ravens going 3-13, how he's wording all of it. Well, I guess if you go back up, he says the Browns would go 8-8 tops. I guess saying tops is a bad take, but they could go 8-8. The Browns, God, this is all word. You got to give him credit for how he worded this. It's kind of funny, but read through that. I didn't read through all of it, but the main parts were Ravens 3-13, belly up 3-13, and then Marvin Lewis was with Dalton the whole time. They went 6-10 last year. How are they not going to be better this year when they're mostly healthy? That's like the part. And then him being super confident and then going from 6-10 to 10-6 with the big range. I think that's, it's a funny comment. Sometimes I see these on, I don't think this came from our channel. Sometimes I see these on our channel and they're funny. They're funny. But appreciate you, Jacob, for that one. And we got one more that I saw. It's good old Pete Prisco with his power rankings. And, you can easily find the full power rankings. Go find the link. You can find it on Twitter. But there's this top 10 in the graphic, and then there's just two I wanted to touch on. And I don't agree with a lot of them, but they're not really terrible takes. There's just two I want to touch on a little bit there on the right. But Pete Prisco's he's a little crazy. He's got the Packers at 1. I know that the Packers fans are a confident people, all right? But I don't know if the Packers fans would agree with starting them off at 1 here in the power rankings. I don't know if they would even agree, okay? So, that's tough. He did pick them to win the Super Bowl last year. He was wrong. He had his excuses. Don't worry, Pete Prisco's got his excuses. And now he's back with them this year and got him at 1. But the main thing, one thing making a bold take in putting him at 1, the main thing is kind of his description under his next to his power ranking of the Packers at 1. You see at the top right. The Matt LaFleur, Aaron Rodgers relationship will be fine. That's the part that gets me. It'll be fine. It's not going to be great. I got them at 1. They're going to win the Super Bowl, but I don't think it's going to be great. It's going to be fine. That's the part. The new look offense will be fun. It's not going to be great. It's going to be fun. And the defense is going to be much improved. That part kind of makes sense if you actually think they're going to be improved, but, which they should be. But, just the Matt LaFleur, Rodgers relationship will be fine. They're not going to be great. They're going to be fine. But they'll win the Super Bowl. All right. And then just having them at 1 is kind of a reach. And then his description for the Lions, which I think he's got the Lions too low at 29, way too low. That's one of the worst teams in football. But mainly who are they as a team? ? What? I don't get what sometimes I'll do the question mark. Can they stay healthy? Can all these new faces click? Will there be chemistry? Can they click early on in the season? Like, those are the questions I ask because they're legitimate. There's stuff we kind of got to wait and see and learn from. But when he says it, he goes, who are they as a team? I don't get what he's trying to like ask, or like I don't really get what he's going for there. Really, I don't. Does anybody know their identity? It's the same thing. It's the same thing as what he just said. And what does their identity need to be? What does it need to? I mean, I don't get what he's trying to say. I mean, do they know their identity? Like, what is? I didn't even see that the first time I put it on there. Do they know their identity? Like, just think about, like, I don't really know what that means, to be honest. Like, I don't get why they need to know their identity. You know, they go out, they have a game plan. That's what the coaches are for. They try and score points on offense. Patricia does his thing on defense. Like, I don't know what he means by that. Will Patricia be in trouble by the mid-season? I guess that's a good question. But if you think they're going to be bad, then okay, yeah. It's a weird one. It's weird explanation. That's the topper. That's his explanation why the Lions are 29. Doesn't really give us an explanation. So I guess that's two NFC North teams he had a hot take on. And now that I'm reading them, that thing on the Lions is probably the worst part of the whole thing. You know, not really that they're at 29, even though I think that's bad. Just what he puts. This guy writes for CBS Sports, has been doing it for a long time, and that's what he put for explanation why the Lions are 29. Like that, you know, when I was reading it, the more I'm realizing how stupid that is. Absolutely stupid. So that's something. But that's all our terrible takes this week. Like I said, we can be back every Tuesday if we have enough takes. May not be back every Tuesday because we have a lot planned, a schedule on kind of what's coming out every single week. Will come out in the future. But we got full football coverage, NFL and college football this week. All kinds of predictions for each game, score predictions, power rankings, recaps, plenty more here at the Goat House. We got you covered. Thanks, everyone, for the support. It's been amazing lately. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.